So I still haven't got it off my ass and gotten a new tripod. So we're still going handheld with this one. In this episode, we're going to test out the GTX 1060. Now, it is an old card, but I think it's worth testing to see how it runs in 2026. So the system we're testing this card on is an i5 8500, which rocks 6 cores and 6 threads. We're using 16 gig of DDR4 memory running at 3200 megahertz. And yeah, so that's about it. So the 1060 is a 4 gig card, I believe. We're going to test some new-ish titles on it. So let's see how we go. We're going to start off with Dark Raiders. So let's see how it runs. So just a recap of what hardware we're using an i5 8500 and we're using a GTX 1060. So it'll be interesting to see how this game performs on this. This game is well optimized, so I thought it'd be a good one to test out on this. Alright, so we've got everything set to low automatically, so let's keep it at that and see how we go. So yeah, on low settings where FPS is on 122, 120 FPS, GPU at 66 degrees, running at 97%, CPU at 56 degrees, running at 80%, so 80%, 92%, so not too bad. I thought be running at least 60 FPS. So I'm pretty surprised it's running at 90 at low. But then again, this game is well optimized, so yeah, it makes sense. Well, considering we got some leg room, let's boost the graphics up a bit, medium. Start having a look at the trees. The trees are like blobs. Oh look, the tree's following me. So we're missing some key functions given the card is so old. But let's we're running at 83 FPS. Let's switch to high and see how we go. Still playable, but this is probably as far as I'd go. Running at 70 FPS, 60 FPS. Look at those trees. Wow, because of the age of the card, it's not hasn't got all the bells and whistles of a newer GPU, so that's why I think the trees are looking like blobs that follow you around. But I'm still impressed at how well this game is optimized. You can even play this on a machine that's 15, well, I wouldn't go that far, 10, 12 years. Let me know in the comments how old this machine is. I spent $300 on this, which would work out to be around 200 US. Pretty darn good. Let's move on to the next game. So next game we're gonna play is Fortnite. Let's see how it performs on this older system. So I've gotten Fortnite to automatically select settings, and then we'll go from there. Right, so looks like we're on the cusp at that 60 FPS. GPU is running at 56 degrees, pretty cool. Running at about jumping between 80 to 88% utilization, and the CPU is chugging. Running pretty smooth, definitely playable. But I knew this game would be playable. It's very optimized, so because it's so popular. But yeah, we're staying at 60 FPS. So I don't think we can go any higher than what we've got it set to. So the Fortnite automatic settings. We're pretty well balanced between the GPU and CPU, which is cool. But it just goes to show you don't need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to play a game like Fortnite. You can spend a couple $100 and it'll run the game fine. Yes, it's not running at the highest settings, but it still looks okay and it's very playable. So anyone that wants to get their feet wet and start PC gaming, you know, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars. Spend a couple of $100, $300 and get a PC like this, especially if you want to play games like Fortnite or Dark Raiders. So the next game, we're going to really test its limits. Alright, next game we're going to test out is Cyberpunk 2077. See how we go. So let's check these settings. Looks like everything's set to low, which isn't surprising, or a couple of mediums. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that. Alright, let's do a benchmark first and see where we're at. Alright, so we're running at about 34, 33 FPS on low. So the GPUs are running at 64 degrees at 99% utilization, so it's chugging. And the CPU is running at 52 degrees with 48% utilization. So, as expected, the FPS is below 60. For a GTX 1060, it's not surprising, but in saying that, it looks really smooth. So, I'm thinking that this will be playable in the gameplay testing. Like even on low, it looks not too bad. Alright, let's try some gameplay. Doesn't look too bad on low. That's crazy. I'm not gonna attempt to. I could change the stuff that's on medium to low, but I think that'll just ruin the look of the game too much. I think let's get into a firefight. Sorry, dude. Yeah, not too bad. Surprisingly, I thought it would struggle to run, but yeah, still playable. The computer that I was testing the 1060 GTX on, I had to end up selling it. So in my haste, I removed the footage of all the other games I tested on this system. So my apologies for that. So those 3 games are the only ones I was able to take, unfortunately, but I think you get a good idea of the performance of the GTX 1060 with that particular setup. I think that if you're on a budget, then this system is decent, but I think if you've got a bit more cash, you should go like a 1660 Ti or a 2060, which will be a lot more better for a 1080p system than a 1060 GTX. But if you're really on the budget, then yeah, then the 1060 is still a viable-ish GPU. But yeah, if you can afford just a little bit more, I would go a 1660 Ti or a 2060. So I hope you guys liked this video, and yeah, please subscribe if you can. Give us a like, give us a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.